Good afternoon, friends. You just saw a video on German industrial machinery across the varied applications that members of VDMA produce for the world across. So, dear participants, I welcome you all and friends from the industry too for today's interactive web seminar on managing 3Ms in industrial machinery. What is 3Ms? You will know by watching this webinar to the end across. I also welcome a guest today, a keynote speaker, Mr. Chandramouli, board member, Starag India, and Mr. Srinivas Ublikar, head of product management and global core team member for industrial communications from our partner company Lap India Private Limited. I also ought to welcome to our my colleague Sandeep Roy, regional head from VDMA East. This web seminar is organized by VDMA India, partnering with Lap India, who are the connected technology leaders in India today. Dear friends, we all hope you and your families and working teams are all safe and doing well. I am S. Manohar from the VDMA Bangalore office, who will be taking you through the initial portion of today's webinar. So today, as you can see in the program schedule, I'll be giving you an initial talk, and then we have this keynote address from a veteran from the machine tool industry who spent close to 4 decades in this industry, Mr. Chandramouli, board member, Starag India. Then we would have the presentation on managing 3Ms in industrial machinery from our partner company, Lap India. Thereafter, my colleague would wrap it up through the question and answers and his concluding remarks. VDMA India, the largest industrial association in Europe with more than 3,300 members, which cumulatively employ more than 1 million people and have a production of 232 billion euro. Interestingly, 78% of the production of German machinery industries are exported out of Germany. VDMA is 127 years old, started in 1892, And the entire engineering activities of BDMA are categorized into 38 specialized sectors, and which would help you in understanding it more clearly and get focused more on the various activities. We have our offices apart from India in China, Brazil, Russia, Japan, Belgium. Headquartered in Frankfurt and European office at Brussels. Dear friends, a very interesting opportunity for you from lab. All the participants who attend this webinar and throughout the entire period will receive from VDMA a lab branded diary, a special diary across which would be given sent to you or courier to you across. It will be interesting for you to stay throughout the webinar today. And also, I would like to keep you all informed that you can post all the questions under the question section, and they would be answered in the last leg of the webinar by my colleague, Mr. Sandeep Roy. We are also recording this webinar. Just wanted to keep you informed for the purpose of security reasons. Dear friends, as the world continues its fight against COVID-19, we are all realizing the magnitude and scale of change that is required to fight this new normal. Digital technologies are the key to India for achieving $1 trillion manufacturing gross value added or GVA in the next 5 years. Till now, India Inc. has faced the adversities with fortitude. What will take us ahead will be our collective zeal to collaborate and overcome this unprecedented situation. Emerging from the shadows of Make in India initiative, Atmanirbhar or the self-reliance caught the imagination of Indian enterprises and has given them the much needed flip to converge on a renewed narrative for a change. India Incorporation initiative of self-reliance is based on 5 levers. What are these 5 levers? Economy, infrastructure, technology, vibrant demographic dividend, and of course the demand. Considering the manufacturing influence on all these 5 pillars and its role as the backbone of any economy, self-reliance here will result in improved contribution to the nation's GDP. Digital technology will play a catalytic role in Indian manufacturing. Flexibility is the key, and ever in the future. And it requires intelligence in everything, right from product design to production. Adoption of IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things, to connect the legacy manufacturing assets and the cloud-based data analytic applications to acquire shop floor insights are increasingly providing the basis for today decision making. Increased use of simulation tools is giving entrepreneurs the power of experimenting with alternatives and selective what is based, and selective experimenting with selective what is most beneficial, both for product design as well as for manufacturing processes. Integrated manufacturing setups are increasingly more efficient and productive, helping India's manufacturing sector, especially the SMEs, to be globally competitive. New technologies like robotics and additive manufacturing are encouraging industry to question status quo and be responsive to the dynamic market demand, especially during these challenging times. As a nation, dear friends, we will also have to adopt a mindset and culture of continuous learning across the hierarchy in all enterprises. Unless we learn and nurture a temperament to experiment, we will never build a sustainable manufacturing ecosystem. Hence, skill development will have to get very high priority across the spectrum, starting at the policy level itself. Indian manufacturers have a unique opportunity to blend the availability of advanced manufacturing technologies with skilled workforce to create extraordinary competitive advantage. Time has come for India's manufacturing sector to break the barriers of reluctance, that is, paucity of funds, lack of access to technology, or scarcity of expertise. It's time to take the leap of self-belief and adopt Industry 4.0 and its constituent digital technologies to transform our industries. While it is useful to envision the end-to-end digital landscape, perhaps we can start with baby steps, mitigating the manageable risks, yet targeting exponential value. Let us make this our voice to join the chorus of vocal for local, or we should make it unglobal, which we can call it global, and help India achieve a $1 trillion gross value added from manufacturing in the next 5 years, contributing to at least 20% of national GDP. And today we have a webinar which is focused on industrial machinery. India is the 9th largest machine tool producer in the world and 7th largest machine tool consumer in the world. I would not like to delve much on the statistics because a partner lab will be talking in detail on this subject. Today webinar, we have a connectivity solutions partner lab that is whose predominant role in helping SMEs and manufacturing organizations to build a connected digital factory. Before I invite lab, I'd like to welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Chandramouli, today for this keynote address on new normal. What is the new normal of machine tool sector post-pandemic, and also highlighting the importance of automation for enabling the growth of productivity on shop floor. A brief about Mr. Chandramouli. Close to 4 decades of industrial career, Mr. Chandramouli has held many leadership positions in diverse industries such as machine tools, consumer durables, consumer products, trucks, and other industries. Chandramouli superannuated as Managing Director of Starag and is now supporting them as a board member since last 3 years. In his capacity, he has set up a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility and technology center at the Bangalore Aerospace Park. Prior to Starag, he was holding the position as CEO of Makino India, a Japanese MNC in machine tools. He is highly passionate about technology, collaboration, strategic alliances, project management, greenfield ventures, world-class manufacturing, skilling initiatives, and also digital manufacturing. Chandramouli is a graduate of NIT Trichy and a postgraduate of IIM Calcutta. He is also a promoter director of GC, member of Aerospace and Aviation Skill Council, Capital Goods Skill Council, member of Industry 4.0 program of CGSE, member of Project Review Committee of DHA for Samarth Udyog, which is an industry body under DHI, committee chair of Industry 4.0 in Bangalore, Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and also strategic advisor and industry-based consultant to Tata Indian Institute of Skills. Without any hereby welcome Mr. Chandramouli. Over to you, Mr. Chandramouli.
Thank you, Mr. Manohar, for those kind words. On my behalf, also I welcome Mr. Srinivas Ublikar of LAP India, and it's an honor for me to get this opportunity to speak for VDMA, which is a great German federation and a global federation for high-tech industries. On that note, I would like to make a few remarks before Srinivas goes to give the detailed appreciation of the concept of 3M. See, the very, very important thing which is happening now, I hope I'm audible, is...
You're audible, Mr. Chandramouli. You're audible.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. All our participants today are struggling in one way or other with the pandemic. I don't have to mention anything about it because last 9 months, every manufacturing sector has been affected by the pandemic. What are the various drivers which are affecting the capital goods industry in particular and manufacturing industry in general? There are 3 uncertainties which attack simultaneously globally this particular pandemic. Number 1 is demand uncertainty. No company knows what they are going to get orders from and when they are going to get it from. And the demand uncertainty still continues even now after 6 to 9 months. There is a supply side uncertainty because every organization depending on another organization for their orders, especially in the OEM sector, the tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 and job shops have to produce parts for the OEM such as automobiles or aeroplanes or whatever. But above all, there is a third level of uncertainty which is unprecedented in the previous recession programs of 2009 and even before that, which is called the resource uncertainty. The resource uncertainty, I am alluding to the manpower. The manpower uncertainty is arising again due to the COVID, due to 3 reasons. One is the social distancing. Another is a migration of people who are the contractual people leaving and going to their hometowns. And above all, the skilled manpower versus the unskilled manpower. The ratio is heavily distorted because of this COVID pandemic. So 3 uncertainties, ladies and gentlemen: demand, supply and resource, simultaneously affecting globally across every manufacturing sector without any exception, starting with food and beverage sector on the one hand of the spectrum to aerospace sector on the other end of the spectrum. with automobile and machine tools coming somewhere in between the spectrum of industries. Above all, there is another two issues which are happening. One is the volatility of information. We also don't know what is going to happen and what is happening to our associates, our partners, our suppliers, our customers. In the chain of customers, there is a volatility and uncertainty and ambiguity of information. There is a heavy distortion of information. And top it all, there is a macroeconomic situation, the relocation of industries. You know which country I am talking about, from which companies want to leave and go to other countries. It's a good news for India that there are many companies from other countries are moving to India. We are more stable in spite of the pandemic, and there is a more trust which is there with India. And I believe our FDI is going up this morning, I heard, and our Sensex is going up. So there is a relocation of industries. Now, with all these things, what is happening to the capital goods sector? See, capital goods sector is not only machine tool, to which I belong from Makino and Starrock kind of thing, but also it includes plastic injection molding machinery, it includes material handling equipment, it includes robotics and automation equipment, yeah, and it also includes process equipment like what we have in the chemical and the petrochemical and other industries, and an entire gamut of equipment which goes into textile machinery and whatnot. There are 10 subsectors which constitute what we call as the capital goods sector. And VDMA is widely representing all these sectors. Lab Cable is widely representing their applications to all these sectors. And in these sectors, people are now looking for solutions which are accelerated due to the corona. Why I'm talking about the corona? Not because it's fashionable to talk about it. Today's subject of 3M has got a very big implication. The 3M adoption and acceleration also is like similar to the adoption of Industry 4.0. Now there is a requirement of remote maintenance for every equipment of capital goods. The maintenance people cannot reach. There is a travel embargo, and even if they want to travel, the other end there could be a corona. The customer may not allow the person to enter the factory. So there is a technology called augmented reality. You know, yesterday I did a webinar on AR. I learned a little bit on that. Mining industry, oil and gas industry, these industries necessarily need to have a remote maintenance capability. Then the other issues are tackled by automation. One such automation is drones, the last mile connectivity, not only for spare parts but even for commercial deliveries of products and goods is now handled by drones. There is a survey done in Europe which they found that 90% of the last mile delivery 5 years from now will be delivered by drones at a very low cost. Even our big baskets and Amazons will start using drones, because a human being going there, we are worried about corona from the delivery boy. He's just leaving at the door and going. And the quick replacement of spare parts require a modular design. You know, the modularity which Lab Cable will demonstrate is not only in the electrical industry which Lab is representing, the modularity is also in the mechanical industry, modularity is in the hydraulic and pneumatic industry. Quick replacement of spare parts will become extremely important, especially accelerated by the COVID. People have to quickly go change the parts and come back, and an unskilled maintenance operator can replace the parts without waiting for a skill required to change the parts due to the modular. IoT and connectivity is a big subject. I don't want to get into that. It also helps you to do remote monitoring of not only operational performance but uptime of equipment. See, today I'm focusing on maintenance, uptime, which is one of the 3 M's which Lab will talk about. And the maintenance is all about remote monitoring of performance of overall equipment effectiveness, OEE as we call it. And in this IoT and connectivity, a very important role is played by sensors and other smart features. Machine parameters like the speed, the velocity, the acceleration of CNC machine tools, the temperature, the pressure, the volume, and the flow of process equipment, all can be digitized and digitalized. And my friend says digitalization or the prerequisite for digital transformation. Digital transformation is a big terminology for your purpose. I just want to make a very brief answer. It is nothing but transforming the entire organization across the value chain, starting with design at the one end and after sales service at the other end, and across all levels, starting from the shop floor to the top floor. When the entire organization talks the digital language, we call it digital transformation. Of course, nobody can achieve it in 1 day or 1 week or 1 month or 1 year. It is a journey, and one has to start the journey with the digitization, then go through the digitalization. The subtle difference between these two we will cover in another program. Now, data visualization. The 4 types of data analytics, extremely important. Yeah, what is happening as of now in the shop floor? During Corona time, the boss and the manager and the MSME head or the entrepreneur cannot reach the factory. In the mobile phone, he can see what is happening in the factory in terms of production, quality, delivery, throughput time, cycle time, etc. And how is he able to do it? He has got his mobile phone with apps. That is called the descriptive data. Then he starts wondering, I planned 100 pieces, people have produced only 90 pieces up to 9 o'clock. What is the reason? Then you get into the why of it. The why is covered by diagnostic data. And having known what is happening and why it is happening, people start wondering what is going to happen in the next 1 hour or next 1 day or next 1 week, so on and so forth. So you start worrying about the future. And then you need to do what is called the predictive data analytics. And having done all the 3, the why of it, the what of it, and the prediction of the future, then you need to take decisions. The IoT era is nothing but empowerment of the people in the shop floor through connectivity and decision-making authority. And that is called the prescriptive data analytics. Another day, I will go more in detail into this. But importance of automation for enabling the growth of productivity in the shop floor is also emphasized during the Corona. The 5 Ds, the drivers of automation, are the 5 Ds. What are these 5 Ds? The dull activities are to be replaced by automation. The dirty and hazardous areas are to be replaced by automation. The difficult to carry and difficult to perform operations are replaced by automation. The dangerous aspect are replaced by automation. And in the Corona era, the distancing, social distancing is the 5th D. The dull, dirty, difficult, dangerous, and distancing are replaced by automation over the last 40 years. Industry 3.0, Industry 4.0 is nothing but automation, and 4.0 is data-enabled automation, both in terms of actuating the equipment and getting feedback from the equipment, data-driven approach, and the internet is also supporting that through the cloud, as we call it. And partial automation, ladies and gentlemen, is extremely important. The COBOs with the human-machine interaction, not the robos. I'm talking about the COBOs, cobotic, which is called the collaborative robots, and also cooperative robots. There are 2 types of robots called COBOs, and that helps in partial automation. Flexible automation, changing business demands. When we come to the modularity, many options are available when specifying pneumatic valves for industrial automation. I'm not going to give examples of the electrical industry, and Mr. Srinivas will talk about it. Look at the pneumatic valves in industrial automation. In the good old days, we used to have the big pneumatic valves. Today, everything is modular approach. You can take the valve, you can put it back. It's so fast, it is safe, it is standardized, and no operator will make a mistake. It is Pokayoke. Pokayoke means foolproofing. Selecting a compact modular valve enables communication options to simplify design and operation. Festo is a German company which is leadership in this. SMC, Japanese company, leadership in this, in giving modular pneumatic valves. Manifold mounted compact modular valves provide a better option for systems with 3 or more valves because they simplify configuration, installation, operation, and maintenance. And in horizontal machining centers made by Starrag, we did many innovations in modularity. Even mechanical parts, we had to make it modular. The subsystems have to be made modular. The space utilization is extremely important. Standardization across the various models of Starrag have to be modularized so that the inventory is minimized, the types of or varieties minimized, and above all, the mechanical maintenance becomes easier. The spare parts control becomes that much easier. And in the good old days, we had rigid configurations of take it or leave it philosophy in machine tool industry. And the pandemic is ensured nobody can have take it or leave it philosophy. You have to provide a high level of flexibility, and modularity helps you in changing the lead times of giving high levels of flexibility. When it comes to miniaturization in machine tool industry, small compact devices gives a very large space saving. The compactness of mechatronic devices, hydraulics, pneumatics, electrical systems, electronic systems, as well as mechanical systems in the complete machinery gives you a very less real estate, and the walking miles of the workmen on the shop floor is also minimized. In Makino, when I had the slim machine, and in Starrag, when we had this focus series of machines, our entire approach is to make them more and more compact with the same benefit of the work envelope without compromising that. The work envelope is same, but we make the machine more and more compact. Ladies and gentlemen, both modularization and miniaturization go a long way in making maintenance easy. That is the third M LAP will talk about. And the flexibility due to the less number of spare parts, easy disassembly and assembly during after-sale service and maintenance, and above all, a compact space utilization as I illustrated earlier. From my experience and close cooperation with customers from a wide range of industrial sectors, I know that LAP Cable, as a global technology leader in cables and connectors and several other products, can share a practical recommendations and experience in the presentation which follows from Mr. Srinivas. Thank you very much. Best wishes post-COVID. The recovery will be very fast if you go for modularized products, miniaturized products, and then those which are maintenance-friendly products. Thank you very much. I would like to invite Mr. Srinivas now to the program. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chandramouli. Thank you very much for your insightful talk on what exactly is the contribution from the capital goods sector, especially the explaining growth of the capital goods sector, automation, especially the AR and the drones applications in the automation sector, digitalization, the analytics that's going to play the role tomorrow, and of course, the most important, the 5Ds, that dirty, dangerous, and of course, today we talk of the distancing across. Thank you very much, and I'm sure
5Ds and 3Ms, 5Ds, 3Ms, and 4 datas. 4 datas, 5Ds, and 3Ms. These are the takeaways for today's program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And friends, I'm sure you all will be intrigued what is exactly 3Ms, managing 3Ms. For that, we have our Srinivas from a partner company, LAP India. Let's welcome him across. And just 1 second, let me move to his profile across. Yeah, there he is. So Srinivas is head of product management and global core team member for Industrial Communication LAP India. Graduation in a Bachelor of Engineering, and has more than 2 decades, 22 plus years of industrial experience in semiconductors, networking, telecommunication, power and control segments, a wide variety of experience in his career, involving right from designing, engineering, and management of products and solutions for various applications of various products across. So without any ado, let us welcome Mr. Srinivas Eblikar for his presentation on managing 3Ms in industrial machinery. Over to you, Srinivas.
Thank you, Manohar, and good afternoon to all. And thank you very much, Chandramouli sir, for your wide and the breadth of the talk about the requirement of the changing industry, and that has set a right platform for me to take over it from here. And as you know, all the demand for this 3Ms, that we call it as a modularity, miniaturization, and ease of maintenance, is not today's demand, but it has been there for since so many years. And over a period of time, just a minute, let me share my presentation. I think is it coming up? Yeah. Okay, just a minute.
Yeah, it can be seen, Srinivas. Presentation can be seen.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So
this demand for modularity, miniaturization, and ease of maintenance was there since ever, and then now in the current situation of COVID pandemic, it has become much more essential to ensure that the continuity of the business is maintained. Now, being and also over a period of time, the development of technology has helped to manage these things in a very effective manner. Being a LAP innovative company, by its inception itself, it has been carrying these the concepts of design in its value chain. Our first innovation was the industrially produced multi-core cable itself as an example, where a compact size cable was developed to ensure that the cable multiple number of cores or connections are established very easily and with minimum level of maintenance requirement. In next few slides, I will try to explain the concept, how LAP is able to bring these concepts into their design and able to provide the products which are more useful and user friendly for their customers. Let us understand what is a few information about the LAP, how we are able, who we are and what we are doing. As a company, we started with an aim of solving the challenges of the cable and connection technology with an industrialization of our first multi-core cable, resulting in considerable reduction in the time and effort to establish a connection between 2 points. The last 60 years of existence has helped solve many challenges and continue to focus on identifying opportunities to develop new solutions which make the installation and maintenance of the machine tools much more easier from the connectivity perspective. With a presence of 152 countries and with a strong workforce of 4,500 employees, now we work closely with our customers to understand their needs and bring value to their business. Our eight strong brands comprise of 40,000 products and around 25 production facilities. We are able to cater to the most of requirements of customers across the world. Now let's look at how we are positioned in Lab India and how we are able to contribute to the industry. Taking the legacy and the pride of Lab, Lab established its first factory in 1998 in India. Since then, we at Lab India have grown along with our customers, serving our customers with the world-class products. We are proud to be the first MNC to start our operations in India and in the area of cable and connection technology. And today we are very proud to say that we have 9,000 plus customers whom we are able to service across the length and breadth of India. Our strong 300 employee strength and the 200 channel partners, 5 warehouses and 2 production locations, we are able to serve our customers with high quality and reliable solutions in timely manner. Being closer to the customer is something is always beneficial to ensure that we are able to serve them better. With our 100 plus sales members and 200 channel partners, we strive to reach every corner of India through our production solutions. With the e-commerce platform, our customers are able to order the connectivity solutions online by click of a button. Working closely with our customers, we are trying to understand their issues relating to connection technology, and with our design and engineering capabilities, we are trying to bring innovative solutions on the table. We strive to break our previous performance levels by innovating our business processes to make them more simpler and faster, so that we are able to always cater to the demands, increasing demand of our customers. A company with a business for last 60 years and spread across the world, by bringing that factor of trust that we are there to support our customers in all their challenges relating to cable and connection technology. With our 8 strong brands, we bring a comprehensive portfolio of products for all the requirements of connectivity needs in power, control, and data communication. The brand names themselves representing their uniqueness in being oil resistant, flexible, environmentally protected industrial connectors. One can find more suitable products for their various applications. Our brands like Unitronic, Etherline, Hytronic help ensure fast and secure data communication from shop floor to top floor, ensure bringing life to the various aspects of Industry 4.0, which Chandramouli sir mentioned about, and ensuring improving in efficiency, transparency, and remote monitoring, and make the business more agile and optimized. Where the Sylvan range of product promise the protection from of all the cables laid across the machines as well as the factory floors. The FlexiMark marking systems helps identifying the individual connection and maintain them easily with their wide range of marking solutions. Now let us look at some of the facts relating to the machine tool industry. Being the 7th largest consumer of machine tools, India is also a 9th largest manufacturer of machine tool globally. So as we see, the machine tool market is growing at a 13% CAGR. There is their total industry, the worth of industry is around $1.9 billion. The industry is contributing to around 16% of overall GDP of India and is expected to increase to 25% by 2025. The Make in India drive, the Atmanirbhar Bharat, is encouraging indigenization of the products and solutions and reduce dependency on the market, on the imports. Lab India is proud to be contributing to this industry in its growth path. Now, when you come to the industry, machine tool industry, there are few challenges which this industry is ever are facing, and these challenges are the opportunities for this industry also to grow in the market. Machine tool being industry being the heart of the manufacturing process, there is an ever-ending demand for improvement, enhancement, and these demands pose new challenges and opportunities to industry to solve. Demand for the higher accuracy and precision in production, quick and fast and easy maintenance have kept the machine tool industry on its toes to innovate and bring new solutions. Ensuring minimum space utilization, safety of the people working around, machine tools have to be around. In the machine tool side, it has become like a basic need. Quick installation and being able to adapt to the changing need of the product being produced at the everlasting demand from the end users of these machine tools. Now we talked about these challenges, and these challenges can be effectively resolved if we are able to adopt to the 3 M's of the 3 M's, which I'm now going to discuss about. The demand for and the challenge for just at a given birth to concepts like modularity, miniaturization, and ease of maintenance, the 3 M's, what we call as. Now these 3 M's go in hand. Modularity and miniaturization help make the maintenance easy and also the life of the equipment, enhance the life of the equipment itself. Now let's look at how lab is able to bring value by adopting these concepts and bring simplified and easy solutions for the cable and connection technology within the machine tools itself. Modularity is something which in itself is a process of breaking the big single system into standardized modular small systems, which are plug and play in nature and easy to assemble like Lego blocks. Now with our Allflex Connect harnessing solutions, we ensure that customer gets a pre-assembled, tested harness with appropriate connectors to ensure fast and reliable connections. The Epic MX range of modular connectors that we have for help customer to select multiple combination of the modules to enable required number of connection points with the combination of power, control, and signal. The skin top range of cable glands, has got a beautiful method of placement of the and removal of the cables without disturbing any of the cables in a fully populated system. The range of patch cords that we provide with M8, M12, and RJ45 connectors help make life simple for the connection in terms of communication requirements. Now, let us look at the concept of next M, that is miniaturization. Achieving bigger in small is all about miniaturization now. Our first innovation of multi-core cable itself is the best example for that, where you have multiple number of cores which were used to be pulled through a conduit in a bigger conduit, now is available in a very small size with the same level of same or a rather higher level of reliability and ease of installation. Our new technologies like Allflex Servo 3D70SL cables bring all the connections of power and feedback in a single sheet and helps bring the servo motors with the hyperphase DSL servo technology to life. Now this is the latest technology that's available, where your entire servo drive is connected to the servo motor with a single cable. The flat Ethernet switches that the lab has introduced have got a unique capability of supporting communication via various industrial protocols and are best suited for the control cabinets with a smaller depth. Normally, when there is a space constraint, people prefer to go for shallow cabinets, and then there the size of the components that fit into the cabinet become very critical. And these flat Ethernet switches are one of the best suited solutions to be installed in these cabinets for any industrial Ethernet communication. Another innovative solution that lab is proud to be associating with is the single pair Ethernet. We are the first to bring a fully functional cable, single pair Ethernet cable, where you are able to drive almost like a 10 Gbps speed, data transfer speed in a single core with a 60-watt power transmission for all your PODL applications, which is also known as the Power over Ethernet. There are number of other solutions which you can find in lab portfolio, which can help you to miniaturize your total assembly and better utilize the space that is available, because finally the size matters, and revenue per square feet is something, is one of the measurements which today's businesses are try to measure on, to ensure that they are able to best utilize the floor space that is available with them. The third one is the maintenance. Now, this is one of the activities which is always the industries are worried about. Being a lab, we always have been producing or designing and developing our cables with a very long life. That's our basic motto of design, where longevity is the key for us. But at the same time, we also look at these requirements of easy maintenance, easy field installation, and also remote maintenance wherever it's possible. Lab being the brand known for its well-established credentials to build long-lasting products, we have got products that are field installable and also in lower in size. This helps in maintenance engineers to quickly fix the issue and ensure continuity of the production. With our plug-and-play cable assemblies, patch cords, maintenance of electrical connections is very simple and very easy. In the last edition of the as the latest edition that we have done is the security gateway. The lab has patented.
Srinivas, your voice is stopping. Srinivas, your voice is, you can move closer to the laptop, please. Yeah, fine.
Partnered with the a Finnish company called Tosibox. Now, this is a secured gateway which helps you secured VPN connection for all your. Manohar? Manohar, am I audible?
You're audible, but you're frequently getting disconnected.
Hello?
Kindly switch off any applications around you or anything connected to the internet, please. Yeah, thank you.
I'll switch off my video itself, so maybe that would help, because I have no other applications running, but I can switch off the video and see. Yeah. Is my can you hear me now clearly?
You're audible now. Clear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the in between trouble. But yeah, we are talking about the secure gateways. So the solutions that we are bringing to the market with the brand name of Tosibox is something which is with a unique patented technology, and this helps establish a point-to-point connection between the host and the remote connection without having any store and forward activity at the at any of the cloud servers. This ensures the highest level of security, and this the security of this device, the VPN, has been certified by many security agencies, and we are proud to bring this to the table to the machine tool customers, where today's requirement of remote maintenance can be effectively enabled using the solutions from Tosibox. Now, not only this Tosibox can be used for remote maintenance, but also for all the OT activities in terms of collecting data for all the IIoT applications, and to ensure that all the Industry 4.0 concepts are effectively powered up with the data required. Last but not least is the one of our comprehensive solution, what system solution that we call as Allflex Connect. Here Allflex Connect is something which brings a promise of a factory-made, fully tested cable harness system, starting from a very simple design of a cable to a connector to a very complex design like drag chains. Our fully integrated design of manufacturing value stream to ensure that a customer gets a fully assembled rack chain with power, servo, data lines ready to install within a very short span of time on a machine. Now let us look at a video which will help you realize how a LAP Allflex Connect is able to bring value to its customer through its system solutions. Manohar, could you please play the video? Manohar? Thank you, Manohar, for that video. You're able to see this. So with our comprehensive range of products and solutions, we believe we are the ideal partners of choice for all our customers' connectivity needs. Our widespread reach across India and the world, we proudly say we are where you are. These with our esteemed list of valued customers, I herewith close my presentation, and now I hand over the session to Mr. Manohar for the Q&A activity. Thank you.
Thank you. Kindly stay on, Srinivas. Can you switch on your camera? Thank you very much for your valuable presentation. We understood how labs helps industry machinery people connect on the shop floor for both data, for all purposes of communications across. I will now hand over to my colleague Shri Sandeep Roy for Q&A and take it forward. Thank you very much. Over to you, Sandeep.
Yeah. Thank you, Manohar. Thank you, Srinivas, for a very encouraging and very insightful presentation in a short and crisp manner. Of course, my gratitude to Mr. Chandramouli for setting the stone for today's webinar with his very knowledgeable, or as always, erudite speech I will talk about. And we have a very couple of interesting questions come up, which I may not take all, but I will try with some with Srinivas first. Srinivas, first question is how modularity and the miniaturization are effective in machining components?
basically, when you talk about, I can answer this question with respect to the connection technology. See, when you are
Right.
talking about the modularity and miniaturization, you have multiple connections running in your machine in itself for various services like power, data, and signal transmission.
Right.
Now, if you have to manage three different cables or the connections separately, it becomes a challenge, and you have to ensure that they are safely accommodated within the machine tool itself, so that it is not damaged during the usage of the machine. So when you look from our
Right.
solutions like the EPIC MH or the composite cables that we are able to provide, along with an harness solution, it becomes very simple for you. You can have an established one single point of connection, and then you can have to use one simple cable which is running from one end to other end, and ensure that all your connectivity needs in terms of power control and data transmission are taken care without any problems. And also, you can keep one in case of any challenge, you can keep one spare, and it becomes very easy to plug and play these cables, and then you are able to run your machine without any hindrance or any major breakdown hours.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. My next question is to Mr. Chandramouli. Sir, you have been an industry veteran for last 4 decades. So, which is the industry segments who are the early adopter of all the leading modern manufacturing practices as well as the industry 4.0 from your viewpoints?
This question has nothing to do with 3M. It's a general question, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not
It's a
related
general
to
question.
today's theme, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not able to see why any one sector should be more important than the other. The manufacturing challenges are almost equal in across all sectors. If the question is related to sector, for example,
Which
is
sector?
he asking whether the modern manufacturing practices are applicable only to some sectors and not all? If that is the question, if I understand right.
Yeah.
My answer is it cuts across all sectors. The
True.
reason I will explain. Every sector is servicing the customer's varying demands and the customer's expectations of improvement in quality, improvement in delivery and lead time, improvement in price value equation, cost value equation, and above all, improvement in flexibility. And the 3 parameters or the 4 parameters, QDC and F, I add the flexibility to that. And a new parameters are being added now are safety and above all, agility. Agility is alluding to the resilience as opposed to efficiency. Efficiency is a effectiveness at a lowest cost. Efficiency alludes to the cost of it. Effectiveness alludes to the satisfaction of the customer. That much about the customer expectations. Now, are these expectations unique to any one industry? The person who asked the question can think about himself. Is an FMCG industry of Unilever or let us say Procter & Gamble or Big Basket or whoever it is, are they not interested in faster, better, cheaper and more flexible? Is the automobile industry exception to this? Of course, we all believe automobile industry is a forerunner of operational excellence. Underline the word operational excellence. Operational excellence leads to business excellence, and business excellence leads to customer satisfaction or customer delight. Is the aerospace industry any exception to this? So in my opinion, whether it is a consumer product or a consumer durable or a consumer non-durable or an engineering product or an industrial product or high-tech product or a low-tech product or a labor-intensive product or a capital-intensive product, any product, I have not added service. There are many services apart from products. So products and services always go to satisfy the customer. So
Right.
the best manufacturing practices and industry 4.0, of course, is a garnishing of the topping up of the masala on that. That we'll talk another day. But the best
True.
manufacturing practices and the modern technologies.
Okay.
If they don't serve
you.
the customer satisfaction, there's no point in having them. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
The long
Thank you
answer
very
to a
much for
short
a very, no issue. Absolutely. That's what the people want to learn from you actually for a vivid. So I'm just moving to Mr. Srinivas. I had a question from you. How 3M can be applied in heavy machinery?
Pardon?
How 3M can be applied in heavy machines?
See, at least see any of the machines when you take it, the basic requirement of modularization, miniaturization, and maintenance are going hand in hand. Now, even the heavy machine is not a single. If you can make it a standalone machine, it's not that easy for you to manage it over a period of time. Now, if it is, as I said in my presentation also, a big thing can be broken into smaller things. It's easy to manage, easy to maintain them, and ensure that the required maintenance activities are effectively I'm talking about a preventive maintenance activities are effectively carried out when you are able to break the bigger machine into a smaller units and then able to take care of them. Even for the matter of the installation itself, you cannot able, even somebody is building an what you could say is an big earth mover. You cannot assemble it in a factory and send it to the field. There are few machines like that, like a tunnel boring machine, which they are bought into to modular pieces. They are assembled in the site and then they are applied for the usage. So modularity is something which is there as a part of the machine building itself. Now, miniaturization is something in a heavy industry also. The space today, space is very costly, and then whatever the space that we have, it has to be effectively utilized for the intended purpose. So, if you are able to accommodate, you are even able to save 1 feet of a space area, it can be better utilized for it, because there are safety norms here. You have to maintain few distance gap between the machine to machine, be it a heavy industry or a small industry. All those safety norms have to be fulfilled to ensure that the safety of the employees are protected. So at that time, every inch of a space that you are able to save by the application of a concept of miniaturization, it would always be helpful in ensuring that the available space is effectively utilized and every revenue from every square feet is realized. That's how would I say.
Right.
And as far as
Perfect.
the maintenance activity is concerned, heavy machinery means the activity of maintenance is also going to take larger time. If you are able to break down your system into smaller units, and so that you are able to disconnect them very easily with lesser effort and do the required maintenance and reassemble faster, it always helps in saving time, effort, as well as money for the organization. That's how I would answer for this question.
Perfect, Srinivas. Thank you. I have a small question to you before
Sandeep,
I again come back to yes.
Before you
Yes.
go on to the next question to any of us, I just want to illustrate one more point to support Srinivas.
Please.
The smallest machine I produced in my career is a 5-ton machine. And the largest machine which is produced by a parent company in Switzerland is 250 ton. The 5-ton and 250 ton is the range of equipment in a company like Starrag. Now, the 250-ton machine as well as the 5-ton machine have got subsystems, electrical subsystems, pneumatic subsystems, hydraulic subsystem, coolant subsystems, spindles, moving objects like the control systems and the control motors, what we call the feedback control motors, and so on and so forth. So heavy or small could be the size of the machine when you look at it, but the machine movements are controlled by several subsystems and the lubrication subsystem, for example. In all these cases, whether it is modularity or miniaturization or the maintenance aspect becomes extremely important for the overall equipment effectiveness, OEE of the machine. So I don't want to get into detail, but small, large, doesn't matter. All of them are dependent on healthy subsystems. And lab table is supporting the subsystems, controls, very, very important. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Thank you. The next question to you, Mr. Srinivas. Does lab have any solution for the high temperature applications?
Yes, we do have application the products available for high temperature applications, almost starting from 125 degrees centigrade up to 260 degrees centigrade. There is a range of cables and connectors which are available, and depending on the requirement of the applications, these can be customized to the requirement and then they can be applied.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I would like to come to you, Mr. Chandramouli. These are a little generic, but which is hovering the industry also. It's basically the two questions that was asked back to back. What is preventing the MSME sector in adopting Industry 4.0? Number one, and in continuation with that, how can the Indian MSME sector improve the quality to remain globally competitive? These are the two questions to ask. Yeah, over to you, sir.
I'll take the second question first.
Yes.
I'll tell you why. Because if there is no customer value addition, don't do Industry 4.0.
True.
Let us not do Industry 4.0 or any buzzword like automation or digitalization for the sake of it.
Right.
I'm glad he asked a subsidiary question about quality. You know, there is a webinar I did last week, 2 weeks ago, called Quality 4.0. Right? I did Quality 4.0 webinar for QCFI. Now, what is the expectation of the customer? If you can continuously improve your quality and ensure the data is visible and traceable to the root cause of the quality problem. We all know about the Ishikawa diagram, right? The root cause analysis. We talk about the diagnostic data analytics, which again alludes to the same root cause. Quality, I'm glad he mentioned about quality. I love quality as a subject more than delivery, cost, etc. Quality is number one. When I was in Makino, the slogan of company was quality is number one. Right? Coming to the point, if the data is available, CPCPK, process capability study. Let's take a machine tool. If the trend graph of R bar X chart, or sorry, X bar R chart is monitored through algorithms continuously, not only MSME, every organization in the value chain is benefited by that, because quality does not depend on whether you are a small company or a medium-sized company or a large company. Your component quality goes to the tier 2. The tier 2 assembly quality goes to tier 1. Tier 1 assembly quality goes to OEM. Let's say automobile industry, Toyota, Tata, etc. Every MSME adds 80% of the total value of a car or a machine tool or aerospace for the aircraft for that matter. So MSMEs are extremely important. Why they are not adopting and accelerating the adoption of Industry 4.0? Simple answer, the why. The why to do has not been explained to them. Everybody says do artificial intelligence, augmented reality, big data. But the moment you tell him Ola car, the Ola car has replaced all other modes of transport until the corona came. It's going to come back again. Now they're starting Ola scooter and Ola auto rickshaw. Now the benefit is understood in social domain, like a Ola car or a Swiggy and Zomato. The day is not very far that the benefit will be understood, the value and the benefit will be understood to the manufacturing sector as well. I'm not going to intend to do an awareness workshop on Industry 4.0. That gentleman can write to me. I will invite to make the next Industry 4.0 webinar to be conducted by VDMA or Bangalore Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the suggestion. Thank you, Mr. Chandramouli. So coming back to you, Mr. Srinivas, how does lab contributing towards the solution for the Industry 4.0?
Yeah, as rightly said, sir said, like Industry 4.0 is a pretty vast the subject or an implementation, and we as a connectivity solutions company, we look at the communication of information from sensor up to the top floor, so that it's basically a reliable and seamless transmission. So we are into the entire product range of passive networks, passive product communication products, as well as active, up to the level of secured gateways that I discussed about. So we are able to provide an end-to-end connectivity from a sensor up to the the ERP system or to the cloud computing with the various types of cables, connections, and the pre-assembled solutions, along with passive as well as active devices.
Perfect. Thank you. Then my next question is with 5G just around 2 years away from us, how would the wireless communication affect lab?
Okay, see, it's a very good question, and this question has been asked by many people. Now, when you want to enable a wireless access point, it cannot be enabled on its own. It requires power, it requires data connectivity. And one need to understand, like, it is not viable that everywhere you can use a wireless communication. Wireless can be used when you are not doing a real-time communication. Although there are activities, we are aware that there are activities of going on the 5G communication within the factory shop floor itself, within captive data center within the factory shop floor. But there would be requirement of cables to enable power up these access points, and to ensure that a seamless data transfer happens from one access point to other access point, or from an access point to the controller itself. So cable and connection technology will always be there, and believe it or not, lab is also trying to do its bit in terms of developing solutions for wireless technology. We are the innovation company, and we are not strict to one, but definitely customers in future would see something coming from a lab in terms of wireless technology also.
Right. Thank you.
Give a philosophical input on this, Sandeep. Philosophical input.
Please.
It's like asking, as 3D printing has replaced machining. An analogy is 3D printing, additive manufacturing replace machining? Answer is no. Each has got its own application. In my house now, I have a LAN cable. I don't know if it's made of lap. I have to check. And that is why my webinars and my interaction today is very smooth. If I depend only on my Wi-Fi, I would have had many fluctuation in my conversation today. And even my earphone, instead of depending on my computer sound, I'm depending on a small wire here, which is connected to it's a single core, I believe, or maybe 2 cores, because 1 core is for sound going in and coming back. So, 3D printing will coexist along with machining. Of course, each one is a threat to the other. Every threat becomes an opportunity. A company will always get into wireless technology because that becomes an opportunity rather than threat. And I know many machine tool companies like BFW, AMS, and so many machine tool companies are entering 3D printing. Why? They want to, when they go to the customer, they'll say, oh, tumko additive chahiye, wo bhi deta hu. You want subtractive, wo bhi deta hu. Tumko dono nahi chahiye, theek hai, I'll give fixture alone. You don't want fixture alone, I'll give tools. You don't want nothing, I'll give you a cup of coffee. So, therefore,
that's a very interesting narrative. Thank you, Mr. Chandramouli. We have a few questions left,
yeah,
but
unfortunately, now I have to go back for coffee. My wife is waiting. Yeah.
Thank you. Unfortunately, we are running short of time, so I would like to take 1 or 2 questions that will pass on to you, which you can individually respond later on, Mr. Srinivas.
No.
So friends,
now, for the benefit of everybody, let us finish it now.
Yes, just 1 or 2 questions I have just to take them. What are the standards being followed by lab in terms of data transfer? What standards codes actually is basically people asking?
See, there are international standards defined by ISO, that is 11801. There are TIA standards for 568 for all your basic Ethernet communication, as well as when it becomes a protocol-based communication. Profinet has its own standardization requirement. CC-Link IE has its own. So, we being a protocol-neutral company, we have solutions for all, or most of our products which are specific to those protocols are certified by those consortiums, and we are able to provide the solutions which are perfectly, I would say, interoperable with the systems of those protocols.
Okay. The last questions I have, lab has a vast application areas. What are the major market chunk for lab in India in terms of application?
See, basically, when we look from the market segments that we cater to the machine tool industry, we cater to the food and beverage industry, oil and gas industry, then heavy the process industries like chemicals and textiles, as well as cement. So we have our own our business divided into multiple verticals, and then these via these verticals we try to cater to that specific industry. And then
Okay.
this is a unique capability that lab has got, is able to develop products with their engineering, innovation, technology, and the engineering capabilities. We are able to develop suitable products for individual sectors.
Okay, okay. Perhaps that's very encouraging. That's from sitting in India itself that we are doing it. Really is very encouraging. Thank you very much, Srinivas. So, friends, now we are at the fag end of today's webinar. So, to conclude, friends, manufacturing technologies have evolved significantly over the years. Presently, most of the products are manufactured in large factories, achieving economics of scale, and most of these factories are located in low-cost region, primarily in Asia, and a few in Eastern Europe and South America. This has helped the customers getting product at a better price. However, there are signs that might not be case forever. Either the low-cost labor is getting exhausted in these countries, as the younger population is now not willing to perform the repetitive low-skilled jobs, or the cost of the started going up significantly. In addition, the delay in deliveries, as well as the demand and preferences for indigenous products, are increasing worldwide. Another important aspect is the fast changing customer requirement. More and more customers are seeking products that are personalized, customized, but not willing to pay more for customization, speed, and flexibility. This means that the production system needs to be able to produce customized products with the price of mass products. Furthermore, the regulatory requirements to a sustainable manufacturing are forcing the companies to minimize their ecological footprint of their production operations in terms of energy and material consumption and waste generation. Considering the changing consumer dynamics, the miniaturization of the production systems is believed to answer to all the industrial demands and challenges discussed above. First, all miniaturized production systems, microfactories, provide solution for eco-friendly production. Second, the trend towards modular construction kit type microfactory solutions enable rapid configuration and reconfiguration of the system based on the need and the location where it is needed. Therefore, they enable strong customer orientation and flexibility for manufacturing of small size products. Friends, we thank our keynote speaker, Mr. Chandramouli, for his gracious presence and his erudite address on demand, supply, resource, automation, 5G, and 3M. We thank our member partners, Lab India, for this interesting and informative web session. Also, my thanks to my co-moderator, Mr. S. Manohar, and other VDMA colleagues supported in conducting the webinar today. And above all, we thank all our attendees today who joined across from different industrial sectors. Before signing off today, I would like to conclude with a quote from Henry Ford, who said, the machines were devised not to do a man out of job, but to take heavy labor from the man's back and to place it on the broad back of the machines. Friends, with that, stay safe, stay connected, and wish you all a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, and wish everybody a happy and prosperous New Year 2021 in advance. Thank you very much.
Yes, with a close one from Chandramouli.
Before we close, one small humorous thing. Henry Ford also said, I am willing to buy any car so long as it is black. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On that note, Mr. Srinivas,
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
and all the participants today,
Happy New
thank
Year.
you so much for patiently
Happy
listening.
New Year to all.
Happy.
Happy New Year and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.